Hello, 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 and praise the Lord. This is Nicole coming back to you all again. First of all, wanting to say hello to all my very new sisters, meaning my subscribers. I know that some guys do subscribe. If any have, hello to you too. But I just want to say thanks for coming and stopping at my channel, and I'm glad that you found something interesting about my channel. Check out my other hair channels, check out my makeup tutorials. Sometimes I throw in some nail tutorials, and most of all, I pray that you all will check out my encouragement videos where I just pour out all of my experiences and all that I know and information that I give, just to encourage those of you who are Christians to just continue, to stand and just to keep going, get back up, keep winning, and keep fighting. So today's video is going to be on how I cut my bob. Now, I did do a video and I went over my minutes and I didn't realize it, so I couldn't upload it. Now I have way more minutes. I think I have over 17 minutes that I can use now, so we're definitely going to have time for me to show you. So first, this is, I'll have in the description all of the details on this hair if you just didn't catch them while I'm talking. This hair, the brand, both brands, because I have two different colors. Some people switch up the brands. Not many, but some do, for whatever reason. Sometimes I do. But this is Ultra in the purple pack, the regular Ultra, not Remy Velvet, not anything else, just regular Ultra in the purple pack. And both inches are 12 inches. And the bottom is color number 4. The top is color 27 and 30 mixed, which is a very natural color, blonde, and color 30 instead of looking real orangey, which I love. It feels very natural, and that's why I like Ultra. So anyway, I'm going to be doing my bob. Now, usually when you're cutting a bob, you want to make sure your hair is as straight as possible, not too much wavy. I still can cut it wavy, but I just want to just get it a little bit straighter. Now, of course, when you're cutting, I'm going to be pulling out, so it's going to be straight anyway, but the water is just going to help it to be more manageable when I cut. Now, on African American hair that's not relaxed, you do not spray water on it. I'm doing this with the tracks because of the curliness of your hair. The curlier and the natural, if your hair is natural, of course you know that it's curly. So when you pull it out, it gets straighter, and if you wet it, it'll shrink. And most times on Caucasians or Asians or Koreans or whatever that have pretty much straight hair, you can kind of wet it. There are some Caucasian women who have curly hair, and it's just best if you want to get it cut that the person doing it would dry your hair out, because you can cut it curly and then when it's straightened, it'll be all over the place. But anyway, because this type of hair that I have in is straight hair, I want to get it as straight as I can and just wet it some, and it's gonna work for me. So if the type of bob that I'm looking to do is one that's short but goes really, really long, I want in the front for it still to have the effect of me having a long hairstyle, just because that's what I'm kind of feeling right now. So I'm not going to do the short where the bob is up here. I'm doing the short and it's going to continue to be long, but I just want to show you how you would start. There's many different ways you can do your bob. You can go section by section, meaning if it's a part on the side, you can section this off and section the back off. I already had the back of my hair section off. I simply just parted a little past my ear, on both sides. Well, this is more so closer to the back of my ear. And I put the back into a ponytail, and I simply used a black rubber band. Now, the quickest way to start your bob, and I'm leaving this out because I want it really long in the front. So I don't want to pull this back and have the chances of this being cut. So that is the only reason why I have that out. But if you weren't doing something so drastically long, you would comb. And then I prefer to brush, because the brush gets all of the kinks out, and put everything in a ponytail. And depending on how short you want your bob, that's where you would put your rubber band. If you want it really short in the back and to come down at the front, you would start at the very nape of your neck. The longer you want your bob, the lower you take your rubber band down. So wherever your rubber band is, you simply take your shears, your scissors, and cut straight across. And when you let it go, of course the middle part will be short, and it'll automatically fall within the angle. And from there, especially if you're doing it yourself and you can't really see, you want to have a guide, and that rubber band is your guide. So because I want this really long at the front, what I'm going to do is take my shears, scissors, and I'm going to cut across my guide. And my guide is, let me make sure that you all can see me, and my guide is my rubber band, which is right there. And I want it to be drastic, so I want it to go from here and to kind of fall down. So I moved my rubber band from up here and took it down some. So that's where I want my guide to be. That's where I want to make my cuts. So I would just feel all of this is straight in there. I would take my scissors, and I'm actually just sliding to feel where the rubber band is on the bottom and on the top. And I'm just going to cut straight across. And I'm just going to make sure that's as even as possible. Because remember, the rubber band is my guide, so I can kind of cut all in and around there. Okay? And then I'll just straighten it out afterwards. So when I let it down, I should have an angle. You see? And if all of this was pulled in when I let it down, and if this part was pulled in, then this part would have also been angled off. It's more so straight across because I only took the back and cut that. So I don't have to worry about keep straightening out the back and straightening out the back and seeing if the back is really, you know, straight across like I need it to be, even though I am going to have to go back in and do that. So I see where that is. And so now this becomes my guide where I cut in the back. So section by section, I'm starting from a little piece of my guide, which is right here, and I would want to cut going down, or I can cut going up. It depends on how comfortable your hand is in what position. Mine is more comfortable. I'm thinking going up. But what I want to do is, because I don't want to cut this too short, what I'm going to start from is right here and kind of look just use my judgment by my eyes and go up, because I know I have in my mind how long I want it to be. So I'm kind of going to, if you can't use your eyes from your eyes, if you know your eye, you don't really have the eye for that, then start at your guide and go down. But because I wanted that drastically long and I didn't want to cut too short up here, I started from the bottom and then am going into my guide. So I have my guide right here, which I see is that shorter piece right there. So I want to make sure that I take that last bit of hair up to where my guide was. See that? So you see that going around. Of course, you know, I had the hair curled and stuff like that. That's why it looks like that. And it's better, again, that the hair be straight. But as I'm cutting and layering the back, which I will be showing you too, that'll get better. So down here, remember, I want this long because I want to be able to curl and do little stuff like that. So anyway, here we come on this side, and I see my guide. From this side, because I'm right-handed, I'm going to kind of go down. This side, I wanted to make sure I didn't cut too much, and I had to go up. And at this point, don't worry about fixing and all that. As you get into the cut, you'll be able, you know, to do all that. So my hair is pretty much the same as of right now until I get to cutting more. I think I cut off a little bit more than I wanted to. Did I? No, I think it's the, okay, it's the curly, the little bit of curliness in there that's giving it that effect. But anyway, so since it's on my right hand side, I'm going to go from my guide. And it's okay if I, you know, make it too long, because I can always adjust it. I'd rather be too long than too short. So I'm kind of going to take my time on this side, going from my guide, going down. And to tell is by going out like that. And I'm just looking at my mirror right here. That's on the side of me. And all I did was make sure that this was kind of cut, still going like this, but it was even, that it wasn't any extra pieces, like, say, sticking up like that. Just making sure that they were in line with each other. So just pulling my hair out, making sure that it's not a huge gap. Like, see that? That's like a huge... It should never go. Your bob should be just a dot, just slinging down, like blow. Not the upstairs, downstairs thing. It should be a very smooth transition. And to tell that is just to keep combing it, stretching it if it's not straight, you know. So, and doing like that, so you can really see. And with that, I just make sure it's going downward. Because remember, I still wanted that front to look like it's like blow. But with the bang, I don't want the bang as long now, because I just don't want it to look so plain and just flat in the front. I do want some spank on it. if you get what I'm saying. So I'm going to take my bang and angle it off, but I'm going to do a long bang. And I'm just sliding, just like you would slide your scissors to make that wrap look around the front of your face. That's all I'm doing. And I want that to blend into the back. So I'm just sliding my scissors down. And making sure that everything is all good on the slide. Okay? So that when I pull this back like this, I'll have a little feather effect. But I want that feather effect to kind of go all across the top when I do that. Not just in the very front. So to ensure that, you just want to make sure that, and I'm kind of taking it and turning it just so I can get the hang of it. But I'm going to take it out and pull the hair like this, which I've already done. And I'm just going to do the sliding effect on all of it. The very same thing. And a little bit on the back side of it. Comb out any hair. And so when I do that at the top, I will get that little layered like look right there. But we are not finished. So I have, it looks like it's a little bit more because there's more hair on the side. Obviously, when you part your hair on the side, you are taking hair from this side and moving over. So if this looks absolutely longer, looks fuller, it's because, remember, the hair is more hair over here to cover this side because all the hair is coming over there. So don't let that fool your eyes into cutting more on this, because we're going to layer that out just a little bit more. So I'm coming to you with part 2 of cutting my bob.